Hello, welcome viewers and welcome learners to this video where I'm going to solve the whole specimen, paper 2, mathematics for 2016. The syllabus was revised and the first intake under the new exam wrote the exams in 2016. So before the final exam, ECZ sent the specimen to show how the questions would be phrased in the new format of an exam. So this is the paper that they sent and it is the paper that I'm going to solve with you. All the questions, okay? That is paper 2, which has 12 questions. So can we begin? This was question 1A, question 1 and A and B. So we can start with the question A. If matrix P is this and Q is this, find the value of M for which the determinants of the two matrices are equal. The determinant of P and Q are equal. So find the value of M. So we are going to find the value of this one. Because this one we can't find the value of Q, the fact that we don't know what L. So we use this one to find the determinant because we are told that the determinant of the two matrices are equal. Okay? So let's start. So the determinant of P is equals to, we multiply these two. Now 3 multiplied by 4 minus 0 multiplied by 2. This gives us 12 minus 0. So the determinant of P is equals to 12. Now that we are told that the determinants are the same, so even Q, we are going to conclude that it has the same what? Has the same determinant. Okay. So now we can use this one now to find the value of M. We can use this one to find the value of M. So what are we going to do? We are going to come and say the determinant of that is 4 minus 9M. The determinant here is equals to 12. So when we multiply these two elements here, we're going to have 12M minus, when we multiply negative 9 by 4, what are we going to get? We are going to get negative 36. This is equals to 12. Okay? So we can further break this one down. 36 is equals to 12. Okay? Then we have 12M is equals to 12 minus 36. Then we subtract the other side here. So we have 12M is equals to minus 24. We divide by 12, we divide by 12. So our M is equal to negative 2. Our M is equal to negative 2. Are we together? Our M is equal to negative 2. So that is what we're going to get. Okay. So, from this, after now we have known that this is negative 2. Okay. This is negative 2. The next question is find the inverse of this matrix. Find the inverse of this matrix. So I'm sure you know that. Find the inverse of the matrix. So this is Q inverse is equals to 1 over the determinant of this matrix. Then we multiply by the adjoint. Okay? We multiply by the adjoint of the same matrix, which is what? Q. So 1 over, what was our determinant? The determinant is 12. What what is the adjoint now? For the adjoint, we say these two elements in the major diagonal, they will swap. So we're going to have negative 2 will be here and 12 will be here. Then for these ones, their signs are the ones that are going to change. So, or in other words, you can say you multiply each one of them by negative 1. So when you do that, this becomes positive 9, and this will be negative 4. It's important, you can end at this point, and if you like, you can distribute the fraction that is outside. But in terms of an exam, you are not going to be penalized, you will still be awarded full marks for that. Okay? So let us move on to the next question, which was on sets, and let me expose you to this question. Alright? Here is the question. I hope we are able to see it. Write it down. I'm sorry, I can't write it on the board. See the question, see the question, see the question. This was a very good question on sets. Okay, let's continue now. Okay, so this is the information that we have. This is the information that we have. If you looked at the question, pause the video, write down the whole question so that you do not have issues. So we have 60 learners, that is the total. Then the 5 liked all the games. Then 8 liked football only. 4 liked volleyball only. 3 liked netball only. 12 liked football and netball. 21 liked football and volleyball. 18 liked netball and volleyball. Okay, so the first question is, we are required to represent this information on a Venn diagram. That is the first question. So I've already drawn the Venn diagram here, then we need now to do it together. Take note that the total number of learners is 60. So if we are told that 5 liked all the 3 games, so we always start from here. Are we together? This is our intersection set of all the 3 sets. Then the next one, we can even come to this point. This is the intersection of football and netball. Football and netball. The intersection of football and netball is this whole thing here. So we are told that the intersection should have 12. So from the 12, we already have 5. So the difference is going to be written here. Now take note, this is open. If there was the word only at the end here, we are going to write 12 as it is here. Then football and volleyball is 21. Football and volleyball. The intersection of football and volleyball should have 21. So from 21, we already have 5. So when we subtract this one, what do we get? We're going to get 16. Okay? We are going to get 16. So our 16 should be here. This is 16. 18 is netball and volleyball. The same thing, we already have 5. So you subtract 5 from 18. What are you going to get? You get 13. I hope you are following. Then, these ones, because of the word only. So 8, you put it here as it is. 4 for volleyball, we write it here as it is. 3 for netball, we write it here. This is how we are supposed to write the entries on the Venn diagram. But then, we still have to test or to verify if when we add this, it's adding up to 60. Because the total number is 60. So let us see. I'm sure you know this is going to give us 20. Okay? When you add, this is 12. So this will be 32. Okay? This is, if we say this is 20, also these ones here are giving us what? 20. So we have 20, 20, that is 40. 40, when you add this one, what do you get? 40 plus 16 here. What are we getting? 56. We're getting 56, which is this below 60. So now, it appears those 60 did not participate in any of the games. So meaning, we need to write our 60 here. Okay? We need to write our 60 here. Make sure you are following, and you know we are susceptible to making errors here. So you should be paying attention just in case there's an error that I've committed. You'll be able to contact me. You should be able to contact me so that we correct the errors. Okay? So that we correct the errors. So this is how the information must be presented on the Venn diagram. Then, so we have illustrated the information on the Venn diagram. Then the next question now is, how many learners did not like any of these? How many learners did not like any of these games? So our answer is 4. 4 learners did not like any of the games. How many learners did not like volleyball? How many learners did not like volleyball? So those that are outside volleyball did not like it. So this is 10, 18, and 22. So 22 learners, the first one was 4. 22 learners did not like volleyball. 22 learners did not like volleyball. How many learners liked 2 games only? How many learners liked 2 games only? Those 2 games haven't been named. Okay? It's not like how many learners liked football and netball only. No, it's open. How many learners liked 2 games only? So those that like 2 games only, we have this one, as well as this one. So this is going to give us 20, okay? Plus this one, we get 36. So 36 is what we're going to get here. These are the 2 questions that were contained in question 1, matrices and sets. We go to question 2a. Let's go to question 2a. Alright? We are looking at question 2a. Okay, so this is question 2a. Question 2a was on probability. There are 6 girls and 4 boys in a drama club. 2 members are chosen at random to represent the club at a meeting. What is the probability that both members are boys? What is the probability that both members are boys? That is the first one. The second one, what is the probability that one member is a girl? If one member is a girl, then automatically the other member is a boy. Alright, let's get started. So what are we supposed to do? How are we supposed to do this? So, I'm going to show you 2 ways of doing it. Okay? Then you can pick which one is easier for you. Without a tree diagram and with a tree diagram. Of course, the question does not ask you to use a tree diagram, but sometimes people find it more convenient and easier to answer that question. So let's start without a tree diagram. Both members are boys. How many boys do we have? Okay. So What is the probability of having the first member as a boy? The probability of having the first member as a boy is going to be 4. The probability of having boy is going to be, how many boys do we have? 4 over, what is the total number of the members? Total number of members is 10. We add both. 4 plus 6. What is the probability that the second member is going to be a boy again? Now, one member, which is a boy, was picked at this point. So it means the total number of boys has reduced from 4 to 3 over, also the total number of members has reduced from 10 to 9. So this is boy. So if you want, you can further simplify this. Is going to give you what? 2 over 5. This is going to give you 1 over 3. What are you going to get? I hope you are seeing. I'm only saying 2 here, it's 2. 2 here, it's 5. 3 here, 1. 3 here, so that we simplify it. This gives us 2 over 15. This is what is going to be our answer for the first question. Let's go to the second one. One member is a girl. So here, we can have a situation where the probability of us having a girl and a boy, where the first one to be chosen was a girl, then the second one was a boy. Or we can also have this probability, where the first one to be selected was a boy, then we have a girl as the second member. So, follow me. If the first member to be chosen is a girl, what is the probability? The girls are 6 over 10. Multiplied by the second one to be picked is a boy. If the first one that was picked, the number of boys is still the same. They are still 4 over, but the total number of members has reduced from this 10 to 9. If the first member that was picked was a boy, we have 4 over 10. Multiplied by the second one is a girl. Girls are still at 6, but the total number has reduced to what? To 9. So we can multiply here. What do we get? This is going to give us, let's multiply. What are we getting? This is going to give us what? 24 over 90 plus 24 over 90. Okay? This is going to be broken down as, what do we get? 48 over 90. Okay. 6 here, how many times? 8. Okay. Am I right? 6, 8. 6 here, 1, remember. This is our answer on the second one. So, the other way that you can do it, even if they have not requested you to use a tree diagram, let's try to draw a tree diagram. Maybe it will be easier. So, we have the girl and the boy. Then the second one, we're going to have a girl and a boy. And then you are going to have a girl and a boy. So, how many girls do we have? Girls are 6 over 10. The boys we have 4 over 10. That is the first draw or selection. Then the second one, the girls will be at 5 over 9. The boys will still be at 4 over 9. Okay? Then here, if the first one is a boy and the second one is a boy, it will be 3 over 9. The girls will still be at 6 over 9. So this is girl, girl. This is girl. boy, this is boy, girl, and this is boy, boy. Okay, so the first one that is asking us the probability that both will be boys. What are you going to do? You will multiply this one by this one. The same thing that I did here. So you will get the same answer. Okay? Then the second one is asking you, one member is a girl. Where do we have? Here we have one member, a girl. Even here we have one member, a girl. So you will get these probabilities. 6 over 10, which is this one, multiplied by 4 over 9, which is this one, plus, because you're coming to another thing, 4 over 10 multiplied by 6 over 9. So they will bring you to the same answers. So let us go to question 2b. Okay. Let's go to question 2b. Okay, so we have question 2b. Okay. The question is here. Okay. Actual question is here. All right, so we can begin. So in the diagram below, AE is equals to P, from A to E is equals to P. Now because of this bar, we are told that because of this, if this is P, even this side, it's the same P. They are equal. AE is the same as AB. Okay. AD is equals to Q. D is here. AD is equals to, now also because of these bars here, it means even this part is the same. This distance is equal to this one. Okay. AD and DC are equal. Okay, this is what I was mentioning. And this line is parallel to this one. Then CF and FB, they are given in the ratio CF and FB are given in the ratio 1 to 3. So this is 1 and this is 3. Take note of that. Okay? Take note of that. So now, express in terms of P and or Q. What are we starting with? DE. So, DE is equal to DA plus AE. Okay. When we want to move from D to E, we're going to use these roots that have got the magnitudes. So we have got DA. DA, we are going in the opposite of the arrow. So this is going to be minus. So we're going to have minus Q plus P. This is the answer. Then we have CE. CE. So, to move from C to E, we can either move this root and then we join this one. Or we can say this, that, connect. Okay? Either way. So we can say CE is equals to CA plus AE. CA, take note, CA, here we have Q and then this one we have Q. So we need to add these two. And the fact that we are going in the opposite direction, we are going to add a minus. So that is going to be minus 2Q plus P. That is what we are going to get. That is what we are going to get. I hope you are following. Okay. Then we have CB. CB. So CB is equals to, there are so many roots that we can use. We can even use this one. CE plus CB. Or you can say CDDEEB. Or CA plus AB. Any of those will give you this. So I choose to say CA plus AB. Okay? That is what I have chosen to use. So meaning CA, again, we used it here, isn't it? It is minus 2Q plus, okay, AB. From A to B. Here we have P and we have another P. So it will be 2P. This is what we're going to have. Okay? Let us move on to this answer that is already given. Our work is just to prove that EF is equal to this one. EF is equals to, so EF is equals to, we can use, please pay attention. So let's work with EF. EF is equals to, EF is equals to, we can even use EC, then CF. So we're going to say EC plus CF. Now, here we had CE. Then here we have EC. So it's the opposite. It's the opposite. So we are going to just say, since this is, so we're going to say minus plus CF. CF is 1/4 of CB. It's 1/4. When you add these two, they'll give you 4. 1/4 of CB. So 1/4 of CB. So we can go further. This is going to be now 2 minus P. When we distribute this one, plus 1/4. What is our CB? Our CB is this one here. Our CB is minus, or we can rewrite it. We start with this one. We can say 2P minus 2Q. It's one and the same thing. Okay. I hope you are following. After we have done this, now we need to go further and say 2 minus P plus 1/, we distribute this one. When you distribute this one, it will be like 2P/4 minus 2/4Q. Okay? So this is going to be minus plus 1/2P minus 1/2. Just to simplify, here, this is the same as half. Then at this point, we can now put the right terms together. We put the right terms together, okay? We put the right terms together, we have 2Q minus 1/2Q, okay? If you want, we can say here plus 1/2P minus P. We're just putting the like terms together here. That is basically what we are doing. This one is here. So then we solve them. We solve them in this order. Okay? So we solve in this order. What are we going to get? These are like terms here, so we need to solve them. How do we solve? Okay, so this is going to give us, we have a 1 here, okay? So we can say 2, so we have 2, common denominator, 1 into 2 is 2. When we multiply by this one, what do we get? We're going to get 4q. This into this one, it's 1. Multiplied by that, we're going to get minus 1q, which is the same as 1. Are we together? Then we do the same thing also here on these ones. 2 is common. 2 into, the common denominator or the lowest common multiple is 2. Okay, so we say 2 into 2, it's 1. Then here we're going to get what? P minus 1 into 2, it's 2. 2 multiplied by, so it will be 2 minus 2p. Okay. So here we have like plus p minus 2p over 2. Then this one, when we work out the denominator part, what are we going to get? We're going to get 3 over 2. Here what are we going to get? This is like 1 minus 2. So we're going to get a minus here. Minus p over 2. Then when you look at the denominator, it is common. When you look at the denominator, it is common. So we're going to factorize 1 over 2. Then here we remain with 3q minus p. This is what is here. So you can say, hence shown. Okay, hence shown or therefore shown. So we need to go to question 3 now. Let's go to question 3. Okay, so we come to question 3. In question 3, A reads, construct a triangle ABC in which AB is equals to 6 centimeters. Angle ABC is 120 and the AC is equals to 11 centimeters. B, measure and write the length of BC. Okay, so here we need to try and do a sketch. We need to try and do a sketch. So we have A, B, and C here. So here we've been told that AB, this one is 6 centimeters. Then this angle here, this angle is 120. Then AC, this one, it's 11 centimeters. So this is like our sketch here. This is like our sketch. Okay. Then we need now to do the actual. We need to do the actual triangle. So I'm going to say from, this is supposed to be 6. Okay, so I'll do my 6 up to here. Okay, so this is my A, here is my B. Don't forget also that we've been told that this angle here must be, 120. So I'm going to do this. This angle here must be 120. Okay, this angle here must be 120. And you have seen where my 120 passes. Okay, then we have been told also that AC is equals to 11 from this A to where C is here, it's 11 centimeters. So what I'm going to do, I'll measure my 11 centimeters. I'm going to measure my 11 centimeters here. Okay, so this is my 11 centimeters here. Right together, this is my 11 centimeters. Then after that, then now I'll come to A. I'll put my A here. Then this is supposed to be 11 centimeters, like this. Are we together? This is going to be my 11 centimeters. I hope you've seen the arc that I drew. This is going to be my 11 centimeters here. Okay. So now what is going to happen is that if you have seen my 11 centimeters here, then this is the guide for the angle. So BC is supposed to pass through the angle until it goes to 11 centimeters here. Okay, this is 11 centimeters. Then from here, this side we have already measured, so we're going to join. We'll join here from here. It's already measured here. This is how our triangle is supposed to look. Okay, this is how our triangle is supposed to. Okay. Then we're supposed to measure or measure and write the length of BC. So this is our C here. This is our C. So we have to measure our C. So our C gives us like 6.5 centimeters. That's what we're getting. Okay, so now we move on to the next question. So the next question says, within the triangle, draw the locus of points which are equidistant from AC and BC. Equidistant from AC and BC. Now, in this case, we need to look at which point or which letter is common here. We have C and we have C. So we go to C and bisect the angle C. I go to C and bisect this angle. So we're going to come here and bisect this angle here, which is C. And how do we bisect an angle? This is what we are doing. Okay, we draw an arc here, we draw an arc here, and another arc here. Okay, then now we come and use these arcs here. Have one, we shift, come this way, do another one. Okay, so now here where they meet, I need to draw a straight line from this point that passes through the intersection of these arcs. Okay, so that is that part. And the next one is 4 centimeters from C. 4 centimeters from C. So we need to measure 4 centimeters from C here. Measure 4 centimeters from C. So this is 4 centimeters from C. Here. This is 4 centimeters from C. And our C is here. So we get from C 4 centimeters. We draw this one here. This is 4 centimeters from C. Okay? Hope you've seen that. Then now we have D. I thought A point P within triangle ABC is such that it is 4 centimeters from C, 4 centimeters from C, which is this one here, and equidistant from AC and BC. So the equidistant one is this one, isn't it? So where these two meet, the 4 centimeters is this one. Equidistant was this one. So this point here, this point, this is where we are supposed to label point P. That is that. Then another point R within triangle ABC is such that it is nearer to BC than AC. Okay, so being nearer to BC means that when we are using this locus, we are looking at this region here, that is this side. We are looking at this area here, okay? We are looking at this area here. Nearer to BC is this one than AC there, okay? And is less than 4 centimeters from C. Is less than 4 centimeters from C. This is 4 centimeters from C. So less than, it means we are going down or closer to C. Okay, so when you look at the first one, we were looking at from this locus, we're coming this side. Then the other one, 4 centimeters less from C. So the region that we are considering here is this one here. This is the region that we are looking at. Are we together? This is the region that we are looking at, and this is the region where R is going to lie. This is the region where R is going to lie. Okay, so you get yourself 7 marks just for doing this. Okay, you get yourself 7 marks for this work. Okay, so we go to the next question. Okay, so we have question 4a. Question 4a reads, solve the equation 3x squared plus 5x plus 2x is equals to 0, giving your answer correct to 2 decimal places. Okay, correct to 2 decimal places. So usually we'll go for the quadratic, formula method, and it states x is equals to minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So when we have an equation written in this manner, okay, this is the standard equation that we are following. So what is our a, what is our b, and what is our c? Now we are getting our a from here. When we are comparing this, also our a is the coefficient of x squared, which is 3. Our b is 5. Our c is 2. That's all. Then now we get these values and substitute them into the formula. It's as simple as that. So our b is 5. So take note, on the formula we have a negative, so it will be negative 5 plus or minus, again this is what, 5 squared minus, I like to put this in the brackets so that you don't make a mistake, multiplied by a. What is our a? Our a is 3, multiplied by our c. What is our c? Our c is 2. Over 2 multiplied by our a, which is 3. Okay, we're dealing with x, so this gives us minus 5 plus minus, what do we get here? 25 minus 24 over 6. Are we together? Then we go on minus 5 plus or minus the root 1 over over 6. Then we can go on, say, okay, plus or minus 1. The square root of 1 is 1, isn't it? Over 6. Okay. Then here, now we have to work it out at this point. So we're going to maybe say, okay, the first one we're going to say negative 5 plus 1 over 6, or x is equals to minus 5 minus 1 over 6. Okay? So, then at this point now, you know that this is going to be what? Negative 4 over 6, or negative 6 over 6. Are we together? Now, you know that this, when you simplify this, what do you get? This is going to give you what? Negative 2 over 3, or this is going to give you negative 1. Okay. Now, because maybe the answer there was supposed to be given in decimal numbers, so we can just say 2 divided by 3. What do you get? Okay. We say 2 divided by 3. So we'll get 0.6666. This, I don't know, are you able to see it? This is what we're going to get. So we can just round it off to say negative. Oh, sorry. We can say x is equals to negative 0.67. We round it off to 2 decimal places. And or this other one will remain the same. So this is what we're going to get as our answer. Okay? This is what we're going to get as our answer. Okay. Okay, so we are coming to question 4b. The figure below is that of a cone ABC from which a vuvuzela DBCE was made by cutting off its sharp end as shown. Take pi as 3.142. Okay, so the sharp end is like this part was removed, then you remain with the vuvuzela. So now here is the question now. Okay, here is the question. Okay, yeah, so I'm using a question paper where this thing was already drafted, so I'll just take you through the explanation here. So here we are told that given that AF from A up to F, okay, from A up to F it is 30 centimeters, then G to F from here to here is 25. So you needed to know that if this is 25, when the whole thing is 30, then what will remain here is 5. So GA is 5. That was your task to do. Then DG here, it's 1 centimeter. And AD here, AD is 1 centimeter. It's 4.9. And calculate the curved surface area of the piece that was cut off. So now, this is the extraction that was made here. The piece that was cut off is this part here. Okay? Is this part here. Where you have, we can say this is D here, this is E, and this is our A. This is the part that was cut off. Okay? So, we're saying this, what is the curved surface area? So, curved surface area is found by this formula, where we say pi multiplied by radius multiplied by L L is the slant height. L is the slant height. So this is what we're supposed to do here. Okay, this is what we're supposed to do. So when you multiply these on your calculator, just confirm and see that you're going to get this one. And when you round off this one to 3 significant figures, like there's always an instruction, this is what you're going to get. This is what you are going to get. Okay, this is what you're going to get here. Then now we can go on and say calculate the volume of the vuvuzela. So now you should know that here I want us to use a formula which is so we'll have this case. Okay, going to have this case. Okay, now I should take note that this was given as 1 centimeter. This was given as 25 centimeters. What is this, by the way? This is G, this is F, this is B, this is... Okay, so now for the formula that I want us to use, which is easier, the formula is volume of a frustum, because what we have remained here is, what we have remained with is a frustum here. So I'm going to say, this is over R squared plus R squared plus R multiplied by R. Okay, so this is like the radius of the bigger circle, which is this one, the radius here of the bigger circle, and this is the radius of the smaller circle, and then the height is this one here. So in this formula, we do not have this radius here, which is R. We don't have this one. Okay, so we can find this one by using ratios. We can find this one by using ratios. Okay, if I can take you back to what we had at the beginning, the whole thing, we're told that from here up to this side, it was what? It was 30. Okay, then for the smaller one, this was given as what? 5. Oh, sorry. This is given as 5, then this is 1. Then this one we don't know. So we can use these now to say, okay, for the smaller one, we have 5, whereas for the bigger one, that is the height. The bigger one for the whole thing, it is what? 30 is equals to the smaller one in terms of radius, it is 1. Then this one, we don't know. So we can say R. So what do we get here? You can simplify this. It will give you 1 over 6 is equals to 1 over R. Then when you cross multiply here, you're going to get that R is equals to 60 centimeters. So meaning, that is what we have here. This is 60 centimeters. Okay? This is 60 centimeters. Are we together? So now we can come, once this has been done, we can come to our formula now. Okay, our pi is 3 multiplied by, what is our height? Our height is 25 over 3. Open brackets. What is this? 6 squared plus 1 squared plus 6 multiplied by 1. Okay? Then we can go on and say 3 multiplied by 142 multiplied by 25 over 3. And I can even say multiplied by, we work out what is in the brackets here. Let's work out everything that is in the bracket, okay? So this is going to give us 36 36 here plus this one, we get what? 1. Plus this one, we get what? 6. So what do we get here when you add this? This will be 37 plus this one, we get what? 43. So we multiply these and divide them by 3. We see what we're going to get. So we have 3.142 multiplied by 25 multiplied by 4, 3. Okay. Then have you seen what we're getting? This is what we're getting. Then we need to divide this by 3. Divided by 3. So what we're going to get now is 1125.883333. Okay. Now this you need to round it off to 3 significant figures. When you round off this to 3 significant figures, well, 1, 2, 3. Then this you're supposed to. So it will be 1, 1, 3. What do we have? Centimeters cubed. Okay, you can first write it in full like this one, then you write your final answer here. Okay, so that is what we are supposed to get. That is what you are supposed to get. Let's move on to the next question. Question 5. A reads, the third and fourth terms of a GP are 8 and 8 are 4 and 8 respectively. Find the first term and the common ratio. Okay, so here we're told that the third term is 4 and the fourth term is what? 8. That's what we are told here. Okay, so we need to think of that formula that we use to find the nth term of a GP. This is a GP. And the said formula is the nth term is found by, isn't it? This is the formula that we use to find this nth term of a GP. You can correct me if I'm wrong. So now, having done this, the nth term, what is the nth term? So we can say the third term. What is the third term? How do we write the third term? So we're going to say A, R, then if we are looking at the third term, it means here we're going to put 3 minus 1. What are we going to get? We'll get 2. So what is the third term? This is the third term. The third term is 4. We do the same thing on the fourth term. So we're going to say A. So for the fourth term, we are going to put what? 4 minus 1. 4 minus 1. What do we get? We get 3. What is the third term? The third term is 8. Okay? That's what we are supposed to do. So here we have how many equations? We have 2 equations. Then these 2 equations, now we are going to divide the second equation. We'll divide it by the first equation. The second equation, we are going to divide it by the first equation. Okay? This second equation, this is the second equation here. We have to divide it by the first equation. That's what we have done here. So we can divide this and that. Okay? This and that will remain with R. What do we get here? 2. So R is the common ratio. What is our common ratio? Our common ratio is 2. That is our common ratio. So now we can use one of these same equations to find A. A is the first term. This is the common ratio, which is 2. So we can say A multiplied by
2 squared. Okay, a multiplied by 2 squared is equals to 4. Then this is going to give us 4a is equals to 4. When you divide here by 4, you divide here by 4, a is equals to 1. So the first term here, we can say the first term is 1, r is 2. Okay? So you have 1, A, B, C. So this is the first term. When you multiply this one by 2, what do you get? This is going to give you 2. You multiply this one by 2, it will give you the third term, which is 4. You multiply this one by 2 to give you 8, which is the fourth term. You see? So basically, this is what you're supposed to get. And here you have the sum of the first 10 terms. The sum of the first 10 terms. So, the sum of the anything, the sum of the GP when R is greater than 1 is this one. So what is our A? Our A is the first term. Okay? What is our R? Our R is the common ratio, which is the nth term, the sum of the first 10 terms. So here we're going to put 10 minus 1 over, here I'm going to say R minus 1. What is R minus 1? R is equals to what? 2. 2 minus 1, it will just be 1 here. Okay? So now we can go on here. You know that when anything is divided by 1, you still get that same number, just apart from 0. Apart from 0. If you say 10 divided by 1, it will still be 10. And again, even if we multiply, so basically here, or it is maybe as good as us saying this one and this one will give us 1. So that we concentrate on what? 2 to the power 10 minus 1. That we concentrate on this one, isn't it? And this is something that we just have to deal with on the calculator. So say 10 power 2 to the power 10. Okay, 2 to the power 10, or we can just say 2 to the power 10 equals, that is what we are getting. Then we say minus 1. What do we get? This is what we are going to get. 1, 0, 2, 3. Okay, are we together there? Then we have this question here. The sum to infinity of this GP. The sum to infinity. So sum to infinity. Sum to infinity is given by this formula. A over 1 minus R. Okay? These formulas you can always, if you have doubted what you wrote, you can always check them on the cover here. Okay? The formula is here. You can always confirm they are given here. Okay? So, now here we can say our A is 1 over 1 minus our R which is the common ratio, is 2. So this goes on to say 1 over negative 1. Okay? 1 over negative 1. So what do we get here when you divide this? This is going to still give you negative 1. So that is what we are going to get here as our answer. Negative 1. Okay. Now, here we still have question 5B, which is 13k over 20a squared multiplied by 5 over 39k. Okay. 39k. This k is squared. I'm sure you're able to see. This k is squared. Okay. This k is squared here. Okay. So let's put a square. That's what I'm able to see there. This k is squared. Okay. So now we can multiply these fractions. How do we do it? That's very simple. It's very simple here. We just say 5 here, 1. 5 here, 4. So here we have remained with 4a squared. This is k. This is k. Here we remain with k. 13 here, 1. 13 here, 3. Okay? So, what do we get now here? We're going to get, on top here, everything has been cancelled. So we have 1 over, here we have 4 multiplied by 3. What do we have? We have 12. Then we have a squared and k. Okay? So if here, but this is squared. If this wasn't squared, then here k was not going to be there. If this wasn't squared, k was not going to be there. Okay? But this is squared here. This is squared. Anyway, that is, I must say, if it wasn't squared, if it was not squared, if k is not squared, then this k will cancel with that one. So it will just be 1 over 12a squared. Now in this case, what we saw, we took for a for a squared, Okay? So that is what you're supposed to know there. So let's go to question 6. Let's go to question 6. Okay, question 6 is here. Study the flowchart below. Here is the flowchart. Okay. Then write a pseudocode corresponding to the flowchart above. So what is a pseudocode? So pseudocode is just a set of statements that corresponds to this. So we'll start with this same word here. What do we have? We have start. Okay. And what is following? What is following is enter. What are we entering? A, B, C. Okay. Is that clear? Then the next thing that we have here, D is equals to B multiplied by B minus 4 minus 4 multiplied by A multiplied by, I think if you look at this one, because here we're dealing with, I think C was left out. There's supposed to be a C here. Okay, so we can make that correction. This is a quadratic formula, so you know that there's a C here. Okay, then that is now our D. So then we can come down here and say here there's a decision here. So we are going to say we are going to say if d is less than 0, if d is less than 0, okay, which is this one, if d is less than 0, if d is less than 0, if d is less than 0, then we are going to say, then what are we supposed to say? Then print, what's supposed to be printed here? Print no real solutions. No real solutions. Print no real solutions. Okay? Print no real solutions. Are we together? Print no real solutions. No real solutions. And then there's also this one. This word, it's supposed to be stop. This word is supposed to be stop. We have started and we need to stop. Okay. This word is supposed to be stop here. So, print no real situation, no real solutions. Then from that, what followed here? What followed is that we have this arrow here that led us to stop. Okay, so we can say print no real situations and stop. Why are we saying and stop? We are following this arrow. Okay, we're following this arrow. It just didn't end here. From no real situation, we have stop. So that is what is there. Print no real situations and stop. So we can say here and stop. That is going by the flowchart that we are given. Because once this, we are not considering redoing the process. From here, we're going down to stop. Okay. Then else. So we can say now, else, okay. So if this is not the case, okay, if this is not the case, are we together? If this is not the case, then we are going to say, if this is not the case here, we're going to consider this part now. So else, what are we having? Else, we are going now to say, else, we write these now as they are. Else, this is what we are going to have. X1, as you may know, X we always produce under a quadratic equation we have got is equals to, open brackets, we have minus B. We write this just as it is here, plus square root of D. Okay, I'm sure you know we have defined D here. Square root of D, then close brackets. Then this has to be divided by what? This has to be divided by 2 divided by A. Okay. We do the same thing also for x2. This is equals to minus B. The other one now it will be minus. Okay. Minus square root D, close, divide this also by 2 divided by A. Okay. Then after this, what do we say? Okay, after this, what do we say? Then we have this here. Okay, we have this case here after this has been done. So we can say from here we say print what? X1 and X2. Then from there say so from there now we can say stop. Stop is supposed to be here. Stop is supposed to be here. Okay, stop is supposed to be here. Stop is supposed to be here. Okay, or even here we're supposed to put end if, but basically this is what we are supposed to write. Basically this is what we are supposed to write here. Basically this is what we are supposed to write and come up to the final. Okay, please, you can always comment down below there to also contribute on how you think it was supposed to be done, but this is what I could do. All right, this was a specimen, remember. So that's that. So let's go to question 7. Let's go to question 7. Okay, so now we look at question 7. Question 7a reads, a farm is in the shape of a parallelogram A, B, C, D. To accommodate 2 different crops, the farm is divided into 2 parts as shown in the diagram below. Given that B is equals to 70 meters, AC is equals to 90 meters, the BC is equals to 100 meters. Calculate the angle BAC. Okay, so for a parallelogram, there's a word here, parallelogram. So what are we supposed to know about a parallelogram? If this side is 70, even there it's 70. Just in case we may need this information. This is 100, even this side it's what? See? 100. So here, which angle do they want us to find? Angle BAC. Okay. Angle BAC. So this is what we have. I'm going to extract this part. My C is here. My A is here. This is our B. Take note, this is 100 meters. This is 90 meters. This is 70 meters. So this is the angle that they want us to find. Okay. So in this case, we are going to use the cosine rule. We're going to use cosine rule, where we are going to say cos A, the angle at A, is equals to these other 2 sides here. So we say B plus C squared, then minus A, okay, over 2BC. This is the formula that we are going to use. Okay. So in this case, when we use these sides here, A, B, C, A is equals to 100, B is 90, C is 70. The opposite side to this angle A, that is our 100. The opposite, that's B. Okay, so we're going to say, what is our B there? Our B is 90 squared plus C 70 squared minus 100 squared over 2 multiplied by 90 multiplied by 70. Okay, at this point we can use a calculator now. This point we can use a calculator where we have 90. So I can actually open brackets, say 90 squared plus 70 squared, then minus 100 squared, close brackets, say divided by, again I say open brackets, 2 multiplied by 90 multiplied by 70, close brackets. What are we getting? Okay, so you can confirm. For me, this is what I'm getting: 0.2380952238. Okay, so we are saying cos A is equals to this. Okay, now to get A, the angle A, now we need to find the cos inverse of this one. Okay, cos inverse of this whole thing. So we are going to say second function cos, then I say what was here, okay, so we can rewrite this since we do not have is our answer. Okay, let's rewrite 0.2380952338. Okay, this is the angle that I'm getting. So 2380952338. So the actual angle now, which is angle B AC, is going to be 76.2 degrees. So for angles, you round them off to one decimal place. This is what we're going to get here. Okay, this is what we're going to get on this part. Okay, then we have the next one. The next one is the area of triangle ABC. The area of triangle ABC. The area of triangle ABC. So to find the area of this triangle, this angle here, now we know that it's 76.2. So to find the area of this triangle, now this is the formula that we can use. In this case, using the letters that were given, we say BC sine A. So here I'm going to say 0.5 multiplied by B. What is my B? 90 multiplied by C. What is my C? 70 multiplied by sine. The angle at A is what? 76.2. So That is what we are supposed to have here. Or if you want, you can write this in full. You can write this one here in full at this point, so that you don't round off your answer twice. Okay, that is what they advise. That's what they advise sometimes. So what we are getting here is 3059.07292 meters square. When you round up these to three significant figures, 1, 2, 3, so it's going to be 306. That is going to be your answer when you round it off to three significant figures. Okay, then here now we have what? The shortest distance from D to AC. The shortest distance from D the shortest distance from D to AC. Okay, the shortest distance from D to AC. This is the same as the shortest distance from B to AC. Okay, this is the shortest distance. This is the same as the shortest distance from B to AC. Take note of that. So you should know that to find the shortest distance, we said it's the same as we said area is equals to, isn't it? So now at this point we were saying this is the same as the shortest distance is this H here. Okay, and this is our area, this is our base. Okay, so we're going to say 2, okay, isn't it? When you cross multiply here, you have this one, then you divide both sides by B, so you have H is equals to the, let me write it this side, H, which is the shortest distance, is equals to 2 multiplied by area. What is our area? So we can write the area that we got here. We got area which is 3, not the one that you rounded off, not the one that is rounded off. We can get the first one, 07 29 07 29 82. Okay, this is what is there, divided by the base. What is our base? Our base is this, okay, because it's coming from here to this one. This is our base, divided by base, which is 90. So you just multiply this one. Now take note that for the area, we still have it on the calculator. The area, we still have it on the calculator, so we just say multiplied by 2. So we get him. Then we divide now this one by what? divide this by 90. So we're getting 67.9793959. When you round off this to three significant figures, you have 1, 2, 3. This will add a 1 here to be 10. So it will end up being what? 68.0. Okay. We come to question 8. The table below shows the number of days that 52 learners in a grade 12 class at Masambililo School were absent in one school term. Okay. This is the number of days. So this means that we have the interpretation here. Okay, the interpretation here is that days absent. Okay, days absent. Like there are 0 days absent, and there were pupils that, like 2 pupils were never absent. Then one day, 3 pupils missed a day. 2 days absent, 6 pupils were absent in a term for 2 days. It goes on like that. Then the first question is calculate the standard deviation. So how do we calculate the standard deviation? To calculate the standard deviation, we need to come up with a table where we say x. What will be our x? Our x is this same, the number of days or days absent. Those will be our x. So we have what? 0, 1, 2. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. This is our x here. Okay, this is our x. You need these rows. Take note. The second one, we can say frequency, which is going to be our f. Even this x here, if you want, you can say days absent. Days absent. Then you say x. But it's even okay even if you just say x. Okay. So our frequency, I can do this so that we don't have issues. Okay. So our frequency we are getting from here, 0, it's 2. 1, it's 3. 2, it's 6. 3, it's 7. 4, it's 6. 5, it's 9. 6, it's 11. 7, it's 6. 9, it's 2. Okay. Are you following me? The second one now is going to be f x. Fx. F multiplied by x. F multiplied by x. So here we're saying f, which is 2 multiplied by 0, we get 0. 3 multiplied by 1, we get 3. 6 multiplied by 2, we get 12. 7 multiplied by 3, we get 21. 6 multiplied by 4, we get 24. 9 multiplied by 5, we get 45. 11 multiplied by 6, we get 66. 6 multiplied by, we get 42. Then 2 multiplied by 9, what do we get? We get 18. Then we can come up with the last column here. I don't want us to have a lot of columns, so take note here. And this part, I want you to finish it. I'm going to start, then you finish. F, what is our f here? Our f is 2. So 2 multiplied by 0 squared, this will give us 0. F is 3. 3 multiplied by, what is our x? Our x is 1. 1 squared. You need to square this one. Okay, as you can see here. So this will still be the same. Then this is f. Or if you want, you can start with the x squared. X squared. This is squared. So now x squared here is what? Is 4. So 4 multiplied by 6. 4 multiplied by 6, what do we get? We're going to get 24. So 3 squared is going to give us 9. 9 multiplied by 7, what do we get? 63. Are we together? Then here we have 4 squared. 4 squared is giving us 16. 4 squared is giving us 16. 16 multiplied by 6. We're going to get 96. Okay? Are we together? So you do the same thing here. 5 squared multiplied by 9. Okay? 5 squared multiplied by 9, we're going to get 25 multiplied by 9. What do we get? 225. Okay? Then 6 squared multiplied by 11. We're going to get 396. Okay? We're going to get 396. Then 7 squared multiplied by 6. What are we getting? We're going to get 294. 9 squared multiplied by 2. 9 squared multiplied by 2. What are we getting? 162. So if you are going to look at the way other people or other teachers do it, even myself on other questions I've used, there's even a column here for x squared. But sometimes, just to save time, this is better. Okay. So now what we need to do now is to find the totals. You find the totals here, you add these, you also add these ones and add these ones. You add these. Can you add? Add these, add these, add these, add these. Okay. Can you add? Okay. So if you haven't mistake, or if I haven't made a mistake, we should be able to get the same things here. We should be able to get the same things here. Same totals. Okay. So now, to go to the standard deviation, we have a formula is given. There are 2 formulas that are given. So for me, we are going to use this one. Standard deviation is equals to the summation of squared over minus x bar squared. So x bar squared is the mean. So x bar squared is mean here. X bar squared is mean, and it's found by over, okay, so which is what? 231 over 52. So you divide these ones. Okay? We are supposed to divide 231 divided by 52. What do we get here? We're going to get 4.442307692. This is what we're going to get. Okay? That is our x bar or mean. So now we come to the formula. Our formula here the summation of fx squared is this one here, which we added from there. So we're going to say, we continue with our formula, 1263 over 52. This is the summation of f here. This is the summation of f. Then minus this one, which we got 4, 4, 2, 3, 0, 7, 6, 9, 2 squared, just like this one. So we can as well go to our calculator. And do, so we say square root, open brackets, 1263 divided by 52 minus 4.442307692, close brackets. Okay, this is what I'm going to get. So I'll get standard deviation is equals to 2.134. You can write it in full, but when you round off to 3 significant figures, this is what will be your answer. This is what is going to be your answer. Okay, this is what is going to be your answer. What are we getting here? 2.13. That's what we got. Then now we have the second part here. It says using the table above, copy and complete the relative cumulative frequency table below. Okay, so here what we are supposed to do is to copy and complete. We are using this one to divide all these. So here we're going to say 33 divided by 52. 33 divided by 52. What do we get? You round off to 2 decimal places, so it will give us 0.63. This is 0.63. So you need to copy this table and put it on the graph paper, because we are told that answer this part of the question on a sheet of graph paper. So this table is supposed to be there on the graph paper. Then we have 44 divided by 52 again. We get 0.84. So we round off. We're going to get 0.85. 0.85. 50 divided by 52. We get 0.96. 0.96. The last one is going to be 1. 52 divided by 52. We get 1. Okay, we get 1, and we move on to the next one. So when it comes to the graph paper, we'll be using this one as well as the last one. You ignore the middle part. It was only helping us to find this one. So this is our x, the horizontal axis. Then the vertical axis, we'll use this part here. Okay. So using a scale of 1 centimeter. Okay, let's do this on our graph paper. using the scale of 1 centimeter, using the scale of 1 centimeter, let's see how this one works. So using a scale of 1 centimeter to represent 1 unit on each axis, on each axis, okay? Draw a smooth relative cumulative frequency curve. Okay, so on this one, we know that 1 centimeter to represent 1 unit. That will mean we have our 1 here, our 2 here, our 3 here, and our 4 here, our 6 here, our 8, we can put 10 here because we want 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our 9 is here. We need just to go up to 9. As you can see, the biggest number is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is our 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is our 5 here. Our 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our 3, our 2, and our 1. Okay, that is 1 centimeter. Now, the issue here is going to be when you look at the other part here. When you look at the other part here, we have the decimal numbers. You have the decimal numbers. So the way this scale was put, okay, there was an error here. There was an error. So we are going to rewrite this part of the scale. Okay, so we are going to say on the x-axis, okay, on the x-axis, 1 centimeter is equals to 1 unit. That's what we have done. Okay, then on the y-axis, we're going to say 2 centimeters is equals to 0.1 units. Okay, because when you look at this, so we take it that there was an, because all other questions, we can't have this kind of an arrangement. Okay, so this is what we're going to have. So take note of this one. This is what we're going to have. And I said this table, you're supposed to copy it right on top of your graph paper here and put it there. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Take note of that. So meaning, if this side we are using 2 centimeters to represent 0.1, this will be 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9. The last one is going to be 1. That's how it will be. Okay, last one is going to be 1. Then now we begin to plot. When we are plotting, we'll be using this same one here. So the first one is going to be 0, 0.04. 0, 0 is on what? 0 is from the x. So this is 0.01, 0.02. How do you determine this one? Since here we have 10 equal units, just divide this number 0.1 by 10. You are going to get 0.01. So that is telling you that each one of these units is 0.01. So this is 0.01, 0.02, 0.03, 0.04. So this is like the beginning here. Then the second one is what? 1, 0.10. 1, 0.1. So this is just the same as this here. and 2 comma 0.21. 2 comma 0.21. This one here. Okay. Okay, then the next one is 3 comma 0.35. 3 comma 1 2 3 4 5. This one here. Okay, then we have 4 comma 0.46. 4 comma 0.4. 1 2 3 4 5 6 here. Then we have 5 comma 6 3. Okay, 5 comma 0.63. So this is 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. Then 3 1 2 3. So it will be there. Okay. Then we have 6 comma 0.85. 6 comma 0.85. So this is 1 2 3 4 5. There. Then 7 0.96. 7 it's 0.96. So it's 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5. So this is where our 7 is. And we are looking at 9 6. So this is 1 2 3 4 5 6. This point. And the last one is 9 comma 1. Okay, so this is our 8 here. So our 9 is half. 1 2 3 4 5. So this is where we have 9 comma 1. Then we join these. We join join them like this. Okay, that's what we are supposed to join. If you can do it better, let it be so. So this is what we are supposed to do here. This is what we are supposed to do. Remember that your table must be here. Your table must be here. Okay, the table must be here. Oh, that is my former college there. It's my former college, right? So the next question. Next question is, so the last question is that showing your method clearly, use your graph to estimate the 50th percentile. Use your graph to estimate the 50th percentile. So when you come to the relative cumulative frequency, the total here is what? Is 1. So it is as good as saying the 50% is 50 over 100. What is the total here added up to 1? So when you work out this, it will give you 0.5 multiplied by 1. You will still get 0.5. Now this 0.5 now must take us to our graph work. 0.5. This is where we are, isn't it? 0.5. So we need to draw this. We need to do this just to we don't, you get here, then you come down straight. Come down from there. So our answer is what we're going to get here. Is what is going to be our answer. And at the same time, if you see the way we count, this is 4, this is 5. So it's like this is 4.2, 4.4, 4.6, 4.8, then 5. So this is 4.2 here. Okay? This is 4.2. So we can write our answer to say B, is it B? Yeah, B3. B3 is the 50th percentile, so we can say 4.2. As simple as that. Just by that. Then B, B2, you can say refer to the curve, okay, because we are supposed to draw the curve. Then B1, that is now the table. B1, that is now the table. Okay? B1, that is now the table. So we're supposed to go to the next question. All right? Okay, so we come to question 9. And it reads, study the diagram below and answer the questions that follow. Okay, so the diagram here is a bit faint. So what I did, I redrew this everything here on this paper here. So this is what we are looking at. Okay, this is what we are looking at here. So this is the diagram, this is the diagram, this is the diagram, this is the diagram. Okay, this is the diagram here. Okay, so now we can come to the questions. Question A reads, triangle AB is mapped onto triangle A1, B1, C1 by a single transformation. Describe fully this transformation. So triangle ABC is mapped onto A1, B1, and C1. This, okay? Now, when you look at this, just by the orientation, you can tell that this is rotation. This came this side, this is anti-clockwise, and then it was only moved once. It went up this once. So like this is even 90 degrees. So what we are not even sure of is the center of rotation. So how do we do the center of rotation? So the center of rotation, we are saying we join the image, the object, one point on the object to its corresponding side on the image. So for instance, here we say A is joined to A1, B or C, let's say C is joined to C1. Okay, so when you join a straight line here, then you construct a perpendicular bisector. It is the same as a line from this A to the other A there. We need to construct a perpendicular bisector. How do we construct a perpendicular bisector? So we need to have more than half of this line here. Okay, we need to have more than half of this line here. So you can, this is almost the same. So you construct an arc here. Construct an arc here. You construct an arc. I hope you are able to see. Then you also do the same thing down here. Okay, then you change, you come this side. I hope you're able to see my compass is shaking. So this point and this one, we join them. We join these 2 points. Okay. So we join this point and this one. Like this. Okay. Then the second one, we need also to join. There will be a line, a straight line that is coming from C to C1. Now, this is a straight horizontal line. This is a straight horizontal line here. Okay, so you know that a perpendicular bisector, when we have, for instance, a line from this up to that, here. Okay, so when we construct a perpendicular bisector of a line from C to C1, we are dividing it into 2 equal parts. Now, this is a horizontal line. It's perpendicular to the y-axis. So we want to see the middle part of this. So now, this one, even by observation, I mean, when you just look at it, the distance from C to the y-axis is 3 steps. Also from C1 to the y-axis is what? 3 steps. So this same y-axis, it's the one that is what? Perpendicular to this line. So it's like you're also joining another one here. Okay. So where do these 2 points meet? This bisector and the other one, they are meeting at this point here, which is 0, negative what? 0, negative 2. This is the point of what? This is the center of rotation. This is the center of rotation. But I've already said that this is the 90 degrees. But we can still measure it just to confirm. So what we do, you join these 2 points. A point from the image, you join the image to the center. So here we are using A. So even this side we are going to join A. Okay. Then now we measure this angle here. We measure this angle. So this is what I'm talking about here. You put this one here. So you've seen this is 90 degrees. 90 degrees. So to describe, this is we're going to say this is rotation. You need to mention that. Rotation. Okay. Then 90 degrees must be there. Okay. 90 degrees. The center at what? 0, 0, negative 2. This is the center of rotation. It's also important to mention the direction. So the direction is anti-clockwise. Direction is anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so you need to say rotation, angle of rotation is 90 degrees, the center of the rotation, and then the direction. Okay, when you are describing a rotation, these things have to come out. You mention its rotation, the 9, and just like that. Okay, then we have the second one. Triangle ABC is mapped onto triangle A2, B2, C2 by an enlargement. Find the center of the enlargement and the scale of enlargement. Okay, so we are still using this same one. ABC is mapped onto A2, B2, C2. We want to find the what? The center of enlargement and the scale of enlargement. So what we are supposed to do here now is we'll pick one point here, the point on the image, and join it to its corresponding side. The point on the object and join it to its corresponding point on the image. So for instance, we can pick A, we join it to A. Okay? Then the second thing is we can pick another one, so we can get B here, B. Okay, we have joined them. So this point where they have intersected, this is the center of rotation. So the center of enlargement, sorry, is 0, 0, or we can say the origin. 0, 0, or the origin. It's the same thing. That's the center of enlargement. Then the scale of enlargement, the scale factor of an enlargement, the scale factor of, okay, so the distance here, so we can pick, for instance, okay, we can say the scale factor is equals to, maybe we say A2, B2 over AB. We just pick one side here. So on the image, this is from this point to this point, what do we have? It's 2. Okay, we are it's 2, isn't it? Over here, what do we have? This is 1. So what do we get? We're going to get what? 2. Okay, we're going to get 2. But because the center of enlargement is in between the object and the image, then this must automatically be a negative. So the scale factor of enlargement here is -2. It's -2. Are we together? It's -2. It's very important there. And we have C. Triangle ABC is mapped onto triangle A3, B3, and C3 by a single transformation. Find the matrix representing this transformation. Find the matrix representing this transformation. Okay, so here what we are supposed to do is we're going to, we know that if we have a matrix ABC, we multiply it by the two objects. Let's get the coordinates. For instance, on A here, A, it's 1, 1. Then B, it's 1, 2. B, it's 1, 2. Okay, this is supposed to give us the A prime and B prime. That is like the image now. So what is the image on A? It is still 1, now -2. Then B, it's what? It's also 1, then -4. Sorry, -4. Just pick, if we're going to pick C and B, that's okay. So let's try and come up with this matrix. Let's multiply here. So this is going to be what? A multiplied by 1, that's going to be A plus B. Okay, this and that, this and this one. Okay, this plus, okay, then we say A plus 2B here, and here we have C plus D, and here we have C plus 2D. Here we have 1, here we have 1, here we have -2, here we have got -4. So we solve this simultaneously. So we can say A plus B is equals to 1, A plus 2B is equals also to 1. So let's solve here by elimination method. This is going to be 0. This is going to be minus B. It's going to give us 0. So B is equals to 0 here when you divide both sides. Then if B is equals to 0, if B is equals to 0 here. Then A is equals to 1. Okay, so we do the same thing even this side. We use now the C plus D is equals to -2. Then C plus 2D is equals to -4. So when we subtract this one, what are we getting? This is going to give us this is going to give us what? 0. This is going to give us minus D minus 2D. We're going to get this. Then this is giving us -2 minus -4. This is going to give us 2 here. So you divide both sides by a negative. D is equals to -2. D is equals to -2. Now, if D is equals to -2, we say C minus 2 is equals to, so C is equals to 0. When this one goes the other side, it will be 0. So now, this is our C, this is our D, this is our A, and this is our B. Okay? So now, what are we going to have here? Remember, we said the matrix that we are looking for is this one. So what is our A? Our A is 1. What is our B? Our B is 0. What is our D? Our D is -2. What is our C? Our C, sorry. This is supposed to be 0 here on C, and this is supposed to be -2. So this is the matrix that we are supposed to have. 1, 0, 0, -2. That's the matrix that we need here. 1, 0, 0, -2. Okay. Then the area sector of it will be this same one, -2 here. That's what we are going to get. This is what we are going to get here. Okay, it will be this same one here, area sector, this same one. Okay. So we are remaining with the last one. Triangle ABC is mapped onto A4, B4, C4 by a single transformation. Describe this. Okay. So when you look at this point, okay, when you look at this point, these points have moved. By the way, this is described. Okay. So here, this is a shear. Okay. This is a shear here. From this point to this one, this is a shear. Now, when we are dealing with a shear, we need to know the invariant line. Okay. We need to know the invariant line. We need to know the invariant line and the shear factor. These we need to know them. So we are saying this is a shear, but then what is the invariant line and the shear factor? So what we're going to do here is that the invariant line here is there. Sometimes there's this method that we can use. For instance, here we have this point. This is BC. So this is BC, isn't it? So BC, if you want, you can extend it from here. Just extend this line. Just extend this line. Okay, like that. That is from the object. Then you also go and extend it from the image. You also extend it from the image. Where are they meeting here? Where they meet, they're meeting on the y-axis. So the invariant line is the y-axis here. The invariant line is the y axis, or you can say the invariant line is x is equals to 0. Okay, then now the shear factor here, which is k, the shear factor, which is k, is equals to the distance from the point on the object to its corresponding point on the image. So for instance, here y, I mean a, the distance from a on the object to a on the image, it's 2, isn't it? It's 2 over the distance from a point, over the distance from the invariant line up to the point on the image. The invariant line up to the point on the image. So this is 1 from the invariant line to this one. So this is 1. So this is going to give us 2. Okay? It's going to give us, so this is a shear of the invariant line, y is y-axis, and the shear factor is 2. So this is what we are supposed to do. Okay, this is what we are supposed to do. Thank you very much. Let's go to the next question. Okay, so we come to question 10a. And question 10a reads, the values of x and y are connected by the equation y is equals to x cubed minus 6x plus 2 as shown in the table below. Okay, the table is here. The first one is calculate the value of k. Calculate the value of k. So how do we calculate the value of k? Okay, what is the value? K is the y coordinate, isn't it? K is y coordinate. So we are saying, what is y when what is y when x is equals to, what is y when x is equals to 3? So here we put 3 cubed, oh, this is cubed, 3 to the power 3 minus 6 multiplied by 3 plus 2. Right there. So this is going to give us 27 minus 18 plus 2. Okay, so we can work out this. So this is going to give us y is equals to 11. So y here is equals to 11, or the value of k is 11. So we can say k is equals to 11. Okay, we come to B, Roman numeral 2. Using a scale of 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit on the x-axis, 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit on the x-axis, and 1 centimeter to represent 2 units on the y-axis for the x from -3 to 3, and for y from -8 to 12. Okay, so let's do this one. We have our graph paper here. Let's do the measurement, the division. Okay, so this is what we are supposed to do here. This is what we are supposed to do. The x-axis, 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit. The y-axis, 1 centimeter to represent 2 units. That's what the question says, isn't it? That's what the question says. 1 centimeter to represent 2 units on the y-axis. Look at this. 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit on the x-axis. So this is what I've just done here. Okay? And having done this, now we need to start plotting these points. So we have the first one is -3, -7. -3, -7. Okay. So -7 is halfway here. Okay, so if this is 6 point, how do we count it? Okay, so this is going to be 6.2, 6.4, 6.6, 6.8. No. Okay. No, oh, I see. So we need to divide this by 2 by 10. Okay, 2, because this is 2 here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now we need to divide 5 by 10. So this is going to be 0.5, 0.5. Okay. So these ones here, how many are they? They are 5. And then, since they are 5, and then we have 2 units from 4 to 6. So you need to divide 2 by 5, and you're going to get 0.4. So each one of these is giving us 0.4. So this is going to be negative. The first one is going to be negative 6.4. Then this one will be negative 6.8. Okay. So now you know that if we are to come to this one, it will be negative 7.2. This one here. So now we need to make to take note that the 7 itself must be in the middle of this one. In the middle of this one. So you count from negative 6, you count 1, 2, then in the middle. Okay. So this is 4. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is where our 6 is. So from where the 6 is, we need to count 1, 2. Then here. Yeah. That is where we should have this negative 7. And the next one is negative 2, 6. Negative 2, 6. Negative 2, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 6 is this point, followed by negative 1, 7. Negative 1, 7. So this is 6. So this is to be here. Okay. Yeah. Just like we did the other side here. Then 0, 2. 0, 2. This point here. Okay. Then 1, negative 3. 1, negative 3. So this is negative 2. So negative 3 will be here. 3 will be here. Okay. And then we have 2, negative 2. 2, negative 2. 1. 2, negative 2 is here. Then the last one is what? 3, k, and our k is 11. So 3, k. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Then 11 is here. So after I've done this, we need now to join these points. You join them nicely. You join them. Wow, sorry. Okay, like this. This is what we're supposed to do. Join them like this. So this is what we're going to have. Okay. So we have our y here. take note. And it's very important to indicate this is question what? This is question 10. And question 10a, Roman numeral 1, k is equals to 11. You need to indicate this. Okay. Then maybe 2, we can say refer to the graph, because it talks about doing a graph, isn't it? So we can say refer to the graph. This is the graph that we have done. So on your graph, use your graph to solve the equation here. Okay, how do we solve this equation? Now look at what we have done. Look at what we have done. This equation here, this equation is equated to what? To 0. It's equated to 0. So we are looking at where y is equals to 0. What are the values of x? Where y is equals to 0. What are the values of x? That is what we are looking at. So y is equals to x. Y is equals to 0 along the x-axis. Y is equals to 0 here. So what are the values of x here now? What are the values of x where y is equals to 0? So we're going to look at this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the first one is going to be x is equals to negative 2.6, or x is equals to, what is the x, here now? So we can come here. What is the x coordinate at this point? So this is 0.123, 0.123 or 0.14. You say 0.14. Okay. And then the last one is going to be x is equals to, the last one is 2.12, say 2.2 or 2.3 here, and say 2.2. Okay, so these are our answers to this part. And the question 4 saying, on the same axis draw the graph. Which graph are we drawing? We are drawing this graph here, 2x minus 2. Okay, so what we are drawing. So we can come up with this here, x, y. Okay, so we can use these same coordinates here. We can use these same coordinates. When x is equals to negative, we can use the first one and the last one. When x is equals to negative 3, means here we put 2 negative 3 minus 3 minus 2, sorry. What do we get? This is going to give us what? Negative 6 minus 2. Negative 6 minus 2. This is going to give us what? Negative 8. This is going to give us negative 8. Then now we can use the last one here, which is positive. When y is equals to 2 positive minus 2, what do we get? It's going to give us 6 minus 2. So we have 3 here. When we are using 3, what do we get? Here we're going to get 4. Okay, so we use these two coordinates to draw a straight line. So we have negative 3,8 and 3,4. So negative 3,8, negative 3,8 is this point here. This is negative 3.8. I mean negative 3, negative 8. Then the other one is 3,4, which is this point here. So then we join these 2 points with a straight line. Okay, we join this and this one. We join them. Okay, we join. So we have now, this is y is equals to 2x minus 2, 2x minus 2, 2x minus 2. Okay, so now that is what we have done. Then now we have hence or otherwise solve the equation. Solve the equation x cubed minus 6x plus 2 is equals to 2x minus 2. So here we have got two equations. The first one is y is equals to x cubed, is it minus 6x plus 2. That's how it is. So now we've got this one and the other one. So what we are saying to say solve this equated to this one. This equated to this one. We are looking at where they meet here. Where they meet. What is the value of x? What is the x coordinate? Okay. So here we have number 4. We have A we can say refer to what is here now. My concentration is B. Remember A is this line that we have drawn. So B, we want this equation, these values here. What is the x coordinate here? This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is going to be 0.5. So x is 0.5. And the other one here, x will be 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other one, x will be 0. The other one will be 2.5. So this is what we are supposed to do here. This is what we are supposed to do on this question, and I hope these answers are clear. Hope these answers are clear here. Okay, so we can go on to the next question. Okay, so question 11 reads, Makeke makes 2 types of cakes for sale. Okay, excellent and yummy. She wants to make not more than 30 cakes in total. She decides that the number of excellent cakes should not exceed 15, while yummy cakes should be less than or equal to excellent cakes. She has at least 300 kwacha to spend on this project. Okay. Each excellent cake costs 60 kwacha to make, and each yummy costs 30 kwacha to make. given that, okay, given that, given that x and y, given that x represents excellent cake and y represents yummy cakes, write 4 inequalities that satisfy these conditions. So how do we write? We can read again. 2 types of cakes for that's excellent. She wants to make not more than 30 cakes in total. So this one is telling us that when we add the x and y, should not be beyond 30. She wants to make not more than, so it can be equal to 30 or less than. So this is the first one, inequality. She decides that the number of excellent cakes should not exceed 15. The number should not be more than, should not exceed 15. Should either be equal to 15 or less. So this is the second inequality. While yummy cakes should not be less than, or equal to, while yummy cakes should not be less than or equal to, let's understand this one. While yummy cake should not be less than, so it shouldn't be less than or equal to, so in other words, it should be greater than. It should not be less than or equal to. So then what is it going to be? It should be greater than, isn't it? It should be, are we together? Yummy cakes should not be less than or equal to. So it means it should be greater than excellent cakes, because it should not be less than or equal to. So straight away it means it should be greater than. Okay. And then she has at least 300 to spend on this project. Then she has the total amount to spend 300 kwacha on this project. Then each excellent what? Cake costs how much? 60. Each excellent cake costs 60. Then each yummy costs 30. Then she has at least 300 kwacha to spend. So 3 or more, 300 kwacha. So she can spend a minimum of, it could be equal to 300 kwacha or more. So this is how we are supposed to write this inequality. But then we can simplify this one. We can simplify this one by dividing throughout by 30. Okay, so this is going to be 2x plus y. You divide this one by 30, what do you get? This will be 10. Okay. So these are the inequalities that we're going to have. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So now we can come here and say, okay, so we are done with this one. Then using a scale of 2 centimeters to represent 5 units on both axes. Present this information. Graph this information in graphical form by shading the unwanted region. Okay. So this is what we're going to have. This is what we are going to have. Okay. This is what we're going to have. So now we need to start plotting these Need to start plotting this what? Okay. By the way, make sure you write all these inequalities on your graph paper. Right on top there, you write these inequalities on the top. On top of your graph paper, you write all these 1, 2, 3, because everything must be answered on the graph paper. So even these ones, you should write them on top of your graph paper there. Please, can you do that? Okay. So after you've done that, now we need to start plotting these ones. So maybe we can start with this one. So where we have x and y, we have to come up with the table x and y. So when x is equals to 0 here, when x is equals to 0, y will be 30. Oh, sorry. Y is going to be 30. And when y is equals to 0 here, then x will be 30. So we are going to use these coordinates 0, 30 and 30, 0. Okay? So it will be this 0, 30 is this point. 0, 30 is this point. And the 30, 0 is this point here. So we need to join them. Okay? We need to join them. Okay? Now look at the way it is. Less. So less. Okay? So that is the region that we want. The region that we want, it's this one that is less. Okay? The one that is below. So we are shading the unwanted region. So we have to shade this side here. Okay? We need to shade this side. This is the unwanted region. Okay? This is the unwanted region. Are we together? This is the unwanted region. I hope you're getting. So, then we come to the other one. This one. So this, in terms of an equation, this one. In terms of an equation, this one. If it's an equation, we say x plus y is equals to 30. In terms of an equation. Then now we have the other one here, which is in terms of an equation, this is x is equals to 15. Okay. So just come here where we have x, where we have 15 on the x-axis, and then we draw a straight line like this. And then when you follow it again, we are dealing with less. X is less than or equal to 15. So meaning the area that we need is this one that is less. So we shade this whole thing here. We don't want this part here. This part must be shaded. Are we together? This part must be shaded. So this is x is equals to 15. This is x is equals to 15. This one here. X is equals to 15. Okay. Then we come to the next one. We come to the next one. Okay, so we have this one. So how do we deal with this one? Oh, we skipped this one. Okay. Let's do this one, then we'll come back to this one. So this one, where we have x and y, we need to come up with a table. So we have x and y. And just like I said, when our x is equals to 0 here, when we put 0 here where there is x, what are we going to get? This is going to give us 10. You get that? This is going to give us 10 here. Then, when our y is 0, when this part here, when you have 0, this is going to be 5, because you divide 10 by 2. So we can use these two coordinates here. 0, 10 and 5, 0. 0, 10, 0, 10, 0, 10, it's this point here. 0, 10, it's this point here. And then 5, 0, it's also this point here. Okay? So we draw this. Okay? Now, when you look at the area that has to be shaded, it's this one here, because we want the greater part. So this is the area that we have to shade here. This is the area that we have to shade. Okay, this is the area that we have to shade. Okay, this is the area that we have to shade. And then we can say this is 2x plus y is equals to 10. This. Okay, that's what we need to have there. Then now we are remaining with the other one. We are remaining with the other one, which is okay, so we are coming back to the last one. We're coming back to the last one. Now, I beg your pardon here. I don't even know what I was reading, because the question says yummy cakes should be less than or equal to. Should be less than, not this that we did here. Take note of that. Should be less than. I don't know why whatever I was reading. So yummy cakes should be less than. Yummy cakes should be less than or equal to excellent cakes. So this is the correct one. Sorry about that, but this is the correct one here. Let's take note of that. This is the correct one now. This is the correct one. Okay, this is the correct one. Okay, so for our inequalities, you should take note that we have what? X plus y is less or equal to 30. Then we have x. Then the other one we have now, this is the one that I was talking about. Excellent cake should be, I don't know where I was getting the note, should be less than or equal to. And the last one said it to be, well, these are the inequalities. Just like I indicated that we need to make sure that we write them here, top of the graph paper. Okay, so we deal with the other one now. So as you can see now, we are looking at this one, the y. So in terms of an equation, this is y is equals to x. The y coordinate is the same as the x coordinate. Okay, so if this is 0, even this one is 0. If this is 10, even this one is 10. If this is 20, even this one is 20. So we'll be looking at that special equation. So 0, 0 is here, 5, 5, 10, 10, 15. So it's this one here. Okay, it's this one here. This is what we're going to be looking at. So now looking at what we have there, it's less than. So we need to shade this part. We need to shade this part here. We shade this, or if you want, you can even close everything so that you're not distracted by this region. You shade everything. So I hope you're able to see the region that is remaining here. I hope you're able to see the region that is remaining. Okay, so the region that we are talking about is this one. The region that we're talking about is this one. Write the 4. So I've written those 4 inequalities. But even common sense is telling us that this person made 2 types of cakes. So even this one here, we know that for the this other one, we know that if we wanted to take this as an equation, because we can say, we know that even for y, that is the yamic x, they are greater than, or we can say greater than or equal to 0, if you like, or greater than 0. Okay, so meaning even here we are looking at this region that is up there. So if you were shading, we could shade down here. Okay, so that is what we are supposed to know. So now we come to given that Makeke makes 20 kwacha profit. Makeke makes 20 kwacha profit on the excellent cakes. So that is 20 kwacha profit on the excellent cakes. Okay. And 12 kwacha profit and 12 kwacha profit on the yummy cakes. How many of each type should she make to get maximum profit? Okay, so this is our profit function. So this is our profit. Okay, so this is our profit. Our profit is equals to 20x plus 12y. So how much of each should she make in order to maximize profit? That is where we are. Okay, that is where we are. So we are going to say, in order to maximize profit here, we are going to get the x coordinates and the y coordinates here. Here on these corners, the corners of these, this one, and this one, we get the x coordinate and the y coordinates. So like this one, what is it? This is 0,5. This one is what? This is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, like 3.5. So we can get the nearest, because you can't have 3. We can just say 4, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, somewhere there it's more of an estimation. This point, then this one is what? 15,15. 15,15. And then the last one is this one is 15,0. Okay. So now what we need to do now here is to say 20 multiplied by, what is the x coordinate? 0, plus 12 multiplied by, what is the y coordinate? 5. Then what do we get? We do the same thing here. 20 multiplied by 4, and then 12 multiplied by 4. What do we get? Then we have 20 multiplied by 15 and plus 12 multiplied by 15. What do we get? And here we have 20 multiplied by 15 plus 12 multiplied by 0. What do we get? So what we need to do now, please get what I'm saying. What we need to do is to work out, okay, to work out each one of these. You're just punching these figures on the calculator. You're just punching these figures on the calculator, okay? Then the one that is going to give you the highest amount, now in this case it's easier to tell, so we don't even need to go through the whole process. But under normal circumstances, you have just work out each one of them. But in this case, it's easier to tell that we're going to get the highest amount from this combination here. It's easier to tell that we're going to get the highest amount from this combination. So like we have got 20 multiplied by 15 plus 12 multiplied by 15. What are we going to get? This is going to give us 480. That is kwacha. Okay. Now, what you can do, you can work out this one and this one. This you find that all these other three, they are going to give you an amount that is less than this one. But just work them out, because we can just look at this combination here. But under normal circumstances, don't take it for granted. Just work out everything. But here it's easier to tell. So you're going to get that this is going to be the highest amount, isn't it? This is going to be the highest amount. Oh, let's do it. So this is going to be 300 here, isn't it? This is going to be 300 kwacha. Then this other one, we've got 20 multiplied by 4 plus 12 multiplied by 4. This is giving us 128. Then this is going to give us what? 60. It's going to give us 60. Okay, so you see what I was talking about. You can confirm. So the highest amount is this one. So what combination gave us the highest amount? On the X, we have 15. On the Y, we have 15. So on this question that is saying, on this question that is asking us, how many of each type should she make to get maximum profit? So in this case, she's supposed to make X, or we say excellent, cakes must be 15. Yummy cakes also must be 15 in order to maximize profit. Then estimate the maximum profit. What is the maximum profit? The maximum profit is going to be this same amount here. The maximum profit is going to be this same amount here. This one. That is what is going to be the maximum profit. So here we write 4.8. That is going to be the maximum profit. That is what we're talking about. That is what we're talking about. So this is what we needed to do. Now make sure that these questions, these answers here, please, they should clearly be indicated on what? On, so we have like 11 for the inequalities. This is A. Okay. Then for B, this one is talking about the shading. We can even just maybe for guidance, we can put R here. Then we say refer to region R. Okay, the region that we've indicated R there. Then this other one, which is C. We can say to maximize profit, excellent, they should be 15. Yummy should also be 15. Then D, we write the amount, which is 4. We need to indicate these answers clearly here. On the graph paper, because that is where everything else is going to be. The working is going to be. So you make sure that even this part here, we can do it on the graph paper. These calculations that we have here, we can work them out on the graph paper this side. Okay, so basically this is what we need to do. All right, let's move on to the next question. Okay, so we come to question 12. This is question 12 now. Question 12A. The diagram below is a sketch of the Earth, and on it are the points P, Q, and R with those given details. We have a P here, our Q here, and our R. Okay. So calculate the distance QR in kilometers. Calculate the distance QR in kilometers. Okay. So the distance QR in kilometers here, it's going to be QR r is equals to theta 360 multiplied by 2 pi r, the cos x degree. So now, what is our theta? Our theta is the difference in longitude here. Now, this is east and this is east. So to find the difference, we'll subtract. When you subtract, what do we get? We're going to get 50 over 360 multiplied by our 2 multiplied by the pi. Pi we have been given 142. The radius we have been given 637. Then multiplied by cos. Then these 2 points are on the latitude 40 degrees. So here we're going to put 40 degrees. Please write it. Well, here we're going to put 40 degrees. And then after this, we need just to indicate, we need just to ask our calculator of what the answer is going to be. So we're going to say 50 divided by 360 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3.142 multiplied by 63 multiplied by 70 multiplied by cos 40. Okay, so what we are getting is 4258.8963. And we round off this to 3 significant figures. This is going to be kilometers. 3 significant figures are going to 1, 2, 3. So we have 4260. This one, it has to be replaced with kilometers. That is when we round off to 3 significant figures. Okay. Then we have this question now. An airplane starts from P and flies due west on the same. Okay. So an airplane starts from P here and flies due west this side on the same what? Latitude, covering a distance of 1232 kilometers to point T. Calculate the difference in angles between P and, okay, calculate the difference in angles between P and, okay. Now, here we are told that T is this side, isn't it? T is this side here. We don't know where T is. We really don't know where T is. We don't know where T is. Whether it is going to be to still be on the eastern side or it will go up to the west, we don't know. But what we know is that T is on the western side of P. Okay? So, but what we know is that the distance from P, okay? What we know is that the distance, first of all, let's look at this also. It can help us. It can really help us. The distance from P, because this distance here, the distance from this one to this point, the distance from this point to this point, we have gotten it that it is 4,260 kilometers. So meaning, again, when we look at the distance that was given from P to T, it is before we get to this one. So meaning t is in between here. I think that must be mentioned clearly, because here we have 1,200, which is less this one, because from this to this point it is 4,260. So meaning our t we can say our t is somewhere here before we get to this point. Let's just put t. Our t is somewhere here before we get to this point. I think that is very easy to know. Okay, so the distance for these places that are on the same, we are going to say 360 multiplied by, oh sorry, so it's like we're saying t, we are saying pt, because the distance pt has been given here as 1,232. This distance has been given. Okay, let's take note of that. This distance has been given, so as kilometers. So now we are going to go to our formula. It's theta 360 multiplied by 2 pi r cos x squared. That is pt. Are we together? Now, this distance pt here has been given as 1, 2, 3, 2 is equals to, this we do not know. In other words, this is what we are looking for. Calculate the difference in angle between. That is what we are looking for here. In other words, so we are looking for theta. It's not known. So we have over 360 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3.142 multiplied by 6370 multiplied by cos. Now it will be 20, because wow. Sorry. I beg your pardon. The assumption that I had made that this distance from here up to here, it's the same as the distance from this point up to this one. It's not correct. It is not correct. The assumption that I made here, it is not correct. Why? Because here we are using 40 degrees and then here we are using 20 degrees. So take note of that. That assumption, I think, was incorrectly made. Okay, that assumption was incorrectly made to say this distance is the same as this one. Okay, I took it for granted, because the fact that we're using, if this one was also 40, we could have said, this is what I'm saying. This assumption where I said this distance is equal to this one here, I said it's not correct. Why? Because here we have 40 degrees, here we have 20. Unless if this was also 40. So take note of that. Take note of that. So meaning this could be either this side or before. Now we don't know. So let's work it out. So we're going to say, we can, first of all, it's even easier. Here we can say 1, 2, 3, 2. We cross multiply with 360. Then this side, we work out everything here. We say 2 multiplied by 3.142 multiplied by 6 multiplied by cos 20. Okay, so this is going to give us 3 7 6 1 5.03 1 109. Theta must be here. Theta. Okay. Then to find theta, we need to divide both sides by this. So to find theta, we're going to say theta is equals to 1, 2, 3, 2 multiplied by 360 divided by what we have here, 37615, that is 0.03109. That's what we're going to get. So we can say now 1232 multiplied by 360, then divided by 37615. 615.03109. What are we getting? So here we are getting theta is equals to 11.791, blah blah blah, goes on like that. So when we round off these to three significant figures or one decimal place, to be 11.8 degrees. So to answer this question here, this is 11.8 degrees. Okay, this is 11.8 degrees here. Is that clear? So now find the position of T. So what is the position of T? So to state the position of T, I'm sure you still remember that. Oh, sorry. The position of T here. The position of T, we need the latitude. The latitude on which it is 20 degrees north, comma, what is the longitude? So we need now to find the longitude here. Okay? We need to find the longitude. So the longitude is that, now, look at what we have here. This is the difference that we got. This is the difference that we got here. And then, so it's like we are looking at the difference that we got here. Take note of that. Here we have 80 degrees east. And we are told that the difference from this and what we have this side is going to be 11.8. So it's like we are saying, if you remember what we're doing, first of all, to find the difference in longitude here, we're saying the difference in longitude, which is theta, we say it's going to be 80 degrees minus x, let's say x degrees. So now, our theta, we found it here. Our theta has been found as 11.8. This is equals now to 80 degrees minus x degrees. So we can work out this. We swap. This one comes this side. So we have x is equals to 80 minus 11.8. X is going to give us what? We can work out this. 80 minus 11.8. We're going to get 68.9 68.2. Okay, 68.2. So meaning on the position here, this is going to be 68.2. It's going to be 68.2. Okay, that is what we're going to get. And take note, east, you put east. You put east here. T is 20 degrees north, 68.2 degrees east. This is what you're supposed to write. Okay, so go on to this other one here. Find the equation of the tangent to the curve. Find the equation of the tangent to the curve. This at the point. Oh yeah. So the first thing that we're supposed to do is to find the derivative of this one, dy dx. How do we differentiate this one? So I'm sure you know that this is going to be 2x minus, this is going to be 2, and this will be 0. Derivative of a constant is 0. So this is our dy dx. Now to find the actual gradient, which we can say m. This is the gradient function. So we're going now to say 2. What is the x coordinate? X coordinate is 3 minus 2. What do we get? We're getting 6 minus 2. This is going to give us 4. So our gradient is what? Our gradient is 4. So for the equation of the tangent, we're going to use this same 4 as our gradient. So we're going to say the equation, we are going to use this formula. So our gradient is 4. Then we have 3, comma. So this is going to be our x coordinate and our y coordinate. Okay. So we have minus 0 is equals to 4x minus 3. Y is equals to 4x minus 12. Okay. So y is equals to 4x minus 12. That is what is going to be the equation. Then we have the last one. A curve is such that dy dx is given by this one. 5x squared minus 12x. Given that it passes through 1.3, find its equation. A curve is such that, okay, so this is already differentiated. Okay, it's like it's from this point, it was brought to this one. Have you seen? So we need to take it back to this point. So we need to do an antiderivative, which is integration. So we need to integrate this one. So since dy dx is equals to 5, x squared minus 12x. Y is going to be the integration now of this one. So for y, we're going to say 5x, this will be 3 over 3 here. Okay. Then minus 12x squared over 2, then plus a constant we're integrating, plus the constant here. So we can say y is equals to 5 over 3 x to the power 3 minus, what do we get here? This is going to give us 6 x squared plus c, isn't it? Plus c here. All right. So now at this point, we need to find what this c is. We need to find what this c is. So we're going to use the coordinates that we are given here. We're going to use these same coordinates. This is the x coordinate, and then this is the y coordinate. So we're going to say when y is equals to 3. Sorry. When y is equals to 3, then x is equals to 1 minus okay. This is what we have. So we're going to simplify this now. So this is going to give us 3 is equals to 5 over 3 minus 6. I'm sure you know that this is going to be 1, so it won't change anything. The same thing here, even here. Okay. So we want to find the value of c. So how do we find the value of c? The value of c, is going to be we can say now 3 minus 5 over 3 plus 6 is equals to c. We bring these ones the other side. Here. Okay. Then now we can solve these. What is the common denominator? Common denominator is 3. This one into 3, it's 3. 1 into 3 is 3. Then 9 minus 1. 3 into 3 is 1 multiplied by 5. This is going to give us what? 3. 3 multiplied by, we have 18. So when we subtract here, what are we going to get? We get, we're going to get 4 plus 18 over 3. This is going to give us c. So c is going to be equal to 22 over 3. That is what our c is going to be. 22 over 3. Okay, let's go through the process again just to be sure in case we made a mistake somewhere. Okay. So I think this is our c. So to write now the equation, we need to go back to this stage, and then where we have c here, we put there. So it's going to be the equation here now. The equation of the curve is going to be y is equals to 5 over 3, then x to the power 3, which is this one here. Okay. Then minus 6 x squared plus c. So instead of plus c, now we're going to bring plus 22 over 3. Okay, that is what we are going to get. That is what we are going to get. And if you differentiate this one, it is going to take us back to this one here. Okay, so the answer that we wanted was this one. Just in case there could have been a mistake somewhere, please, we can always share the knowledge. It's very easy to commit an error as we do these calculations. Okay, this brings us to the end of the paper. Thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe, share, and comment. Goodbye until next time. May God bless you.